Oh, you found me. Well, my name is Kenny Russian, and I don't know how you found me today, but you must have just been exploring, how to become a real estate investor somewhere online. Well, you found the right person at the right time, because as you know, right now is a great time to invest in real estate. Now, I have behind me what I believe is going to help you change your life. Because most people will teach you how to get started. We hear all the advertisement about how to wholesale houses or how to get started with no cash and credit. We've heard all that. But let me show you how to build a real estate empire so that you can be a real estate tycoon. Now here's a major difference about what you're going to learn from me and the system that I have in place with my other partners and experts that are working with me on this, and what everyone else is teaching. You see, here's what happens. You Google, I want to be a real estate investor, and then typically what pops up is, well, let me show you how to wholesale houses with no cash and credit. We hear it all the time. But listen, that is not the only strategy that you can use in order to get started investing in real estate. In fact, on my pyramid, it's at the very bottom. Let me show you. My level 10 is Birddogging and wholesaling houses. Let me slow up because I'm very passionate and excited for you. I'm prepared today to get you started to becoming the next real estate tycoon with the minimum investment of only $25 per month. Now, you've probably never heard that before, and you're probably thinking to yourself, Kenny, that sounds too good to be true. All these other guys charge $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 in order to learn the business. Are you telling me that you're going to show me how to do this for only $25 per month? That is exactly what I'm telling you that I'm going to do. And let me explain myself and how I'm going to be able to do that and be able to add value. And I guarantee you, you've never seen this program nowhere else on the internet because it doesn't exist. I created this program. It's called the Level 1 Tycoon Mastermind. And here's how it works. We're going to start you off at level 10. We're going to teach you how to become a bird dog. Let me stop there. Bird dogging is the easiest way of being able to get started in real estate, because here's what you're essentially going to do. You're going to go out there and find a house. Using our system, we're going to show you how to find these discounted properties that you can buy at discounted prices. But because you're not sophisticated yet, because you haven't gone through our training, we're just going to show you how to act as the prospect and find these deals and then turn them over to other cash investors who have the money to close on them, and they're going to pay you a fee. That is our bird dogging. That value is $47. You're only going to invest $25, so you basically already doubled your money. Level 9, wholesaling, which is also $25 for that month. Value of $97. Wholesaling is going to allow for you to be a little bit more sophisticated, because now what you're going to do is, instead of just going out there and finding a deal and then telling the cash investor to buy it from you for a fee, we're going to show you how to lock in the contract and how to assign that contract to another cash buyer. Now, all this may seem like a lot of gibberish, but it's not difficult if you have the right training. That's what we're prepared to do. Moving on. You're going to move up to fix and flipping homes. Again, your investment for that month is only going to be $25. The value is $197. Now, let me stop here and tell you why I created this program. You see, you have to use different strategies during different economic cycles. You also, because interest rates could be high, what are you going to do? Interest rates could be low, what are you going to do? You may not have any cash or credit, what are you going to do? You may have a whole lot of cash and the perfect credit, what are you going to do? So we teach you all the strategies that you need to know in order to be able to compete in any economic cycle. Now, we're going to move on to cash flow and rental properties. Again, you're only going to invest $25 that month. That value is $297. And let me explain this. Why should you know how to cash flow properties? Because you should be fixing and flipping houses for profit. You should be wholesaling properties for quick cash profits. And then, listen to me, you should be parking that money into income producing properties. Because let's face it, do you want to be the 60-year-old wholesaler or the 60-year-old fix and flip guy? You're out there in a can on a construction site trying to fix and flip a house? No. You want strategically position yourself that when you're 50, 60, 70, or even younger than that, because some of my students are able to retire because of the strategy that I share with them at a younger age. But you want to be able to generate cash flow now. You don't want to be working hard with hard hats and telling people what time to be on the job sites. You want passive income now. You want to be able to relax with your family and vacation when you want to. You don't want to be doing a lot of hard work. And that's why it's important that you learn how to bird dog wholesale, fix and flip for cash, wholesale for cash, and then park that money that you made into cash flow rental properties. And then you're going to move up to new construction. Listen, I bought some land for $280,000. I built a house on that 2.5 acres. I built a house on those 2.5 acres. When it was all said and done, I had over $1 million in equity in that property on one deal, of which I went and got a line of credit to borrow against the equity in that property and use that money to go out there and buy and sell more properties. So here's what I'm trying to say. New construction is a great strategy to be able to build with equity. Let me repeat myself. You're building with equity. You're going to build it, and then you're going to have equity when the property is finished to put on the market to sell it, or you can move into it or do whatever you please. But to build it and to sell it would be a great strategy so that you can make that profit so that later if you decide to, because I've educated you, you can go back to buying a cash flow property. Just imagine if you put $250,000 in your pocket because you built the house and you sold it. You have that money sitting there after you pay your taxes and you go out there and buy a cash flow property. Let's move on. And that's only, again, $25 for that month. Let's move on to notes and bulk REOs. Notes is a good way of being able to buy mortgage notes, whether they're first or second mortgages, from asset managers and from banks. Now let me share with you just a little quick story. When the market crashed in 2009, the only reason why myself and many other investors were able to stay in business is because we had to change up our business models. And we started buying these assets from banks and from asset managers for pennies on the dollar. Let's say that you bought a mortgage note and the unpaid principal balance was $500,000. That's what the borrower owed the bank. Well, I may be able to buy that particular mortgage note for pennies on the dollar, 10 cents of the unpaid principal balance. So that means 10% of the UPB, unpaid principal balance. That means I just bought that note where the borrower owed $500,000 for $50,000. Do you understand? This strategy is a great strategy when the market is not as hot. You have a lot of banks and asset managers who may have lost money. Now they have toxic assets and they're just trying to get rid of this stuff because they need to be able to have liquid cash in their accounts. They're just selling this stuff because it's more of a headache for them to keep it on their books than to just sell it for a discount. And then what do? You step in, because now you're the bank, and you can foreclose on them, foreclose if you have to. You can do a cash for keys. You can do a remodification where you remodify the loan for them. And you can make yourself a really good return on investment. Now just think about this. Let's say you bought that mortgage note for $50,000. They owed $500,000. And then you go back to the borrower and say, okay, listen, you owe $500,000. That's your unpaid principal balance. I'm going to waive all the back penalties and all the back mortgage payments. We're going to remodify you for $150,000 first mortgage. They're going to love you. But you only bought it for $50,000. And now you're going to be able to remodify that loan for them for $150,000. And now you basically just gained $100,000 in equity from that note that you bought for $50,000, and now they're paying you for the next 30 years. Or you can then sell that note to someone else who wants to buy that note for cash flow and just cash out. And maybe you sell it at a slight discount of maybe $100,000, and the mortgage is $150,000. So do you understand what I'm saying? That's just one strategy. And then there's also bulk REOs, whereas you can buy pools of assets from banks. That's the REO. That's not the note, but that's an REO asset. Now you can fix and flip it, wholesale, do whatever you want to do. Because of notes and bulk REOs, that is one of the only reasons why I'm able to have this conversation with you today, because immediately when the market crashed in Florida and no one was lending money anymore for people who were buying houses from me, because I was primarily a wholesaler and fixing and flipping houses at that particular time, I had to change things and do something else in order to be able to make money. That's exactly what I did, and I made millions of dollars doing it, and you can do the same thing. Now let's move on. Let's talk about land development. Now I also want to mention to you that that's also $25. $25 to learn how to buy some bulk REOs and non-performing notes. The value is $40.97. Now I just want to explain this to you guys just real quick. The value section is very conservative. To learn how to buy and sell mortgage notes and bulk REOs, I guarantee you somebody's going to charge you $25,000. I'm trying to create something that's affordable for you all so that you can really get an overall perspective of how to invest in real estate successfully and not just being the one-trick pony. The guy who, the only thing he can do is wholesale. The only thing he can do is be a bird dog. The only thing he can do is fix and flip houses. We don't want you guys just being that. We want you guys to have a mentality of being a tycoon and knowing how to do a little bit of everything, because you never know what's going to happen with the market. And you want to be able to compete and survive anything that may happen. High interest rates, low interest rates. We don't know what the Federal Reserve is going to do, but you're going to be prepared because you're going to think like I do. Well, what is the best strategy for me to use right now? And you're going to have the training, because I'm not going to just charge you $60,000 to learn one thing. You're going to learn everything for only $25 investment every month. Let's keep moving on. Let's talk about land development. You're going to also learn how to do land development. Right now, I am developing 2 acres of land here in Tampa, Florida, of which I'm going to build 9 homes on this particular plot of land. I'm going to make $70,000 per house that I build on this land. Now you do the math, a lot of money. Land development, as long as you know how to do, if it's raw land, you have to do entitlements. You have to go out and replant it sometimes. You have to, be the engineer and be able to put all the people together, your contractors, your surveyors. You got to work with the city in some cases to be able to replat things. You may have to go before a special board in order to get things approved. But it's a great way of being able to amass a fortune. And that's why it's way up here on my pyramid, because land development can make you a lot of money. And before I forget, just so you all know, I'm not professing to be the expert at doing everything. I know how to do a little bit of everything in order to be able to make money at that particular time based on the economy, like I just mentioned to you. But all these courses are taught by myself and other partners and experts, as I mentioned to you earlier. I have all the people that you need to know in order to learn these strategies from experts. Now, these are not guys that are selling the coaching programs and they're trying to sell some kind of home study courses, or they're trying to get you to come to their boot camp. These are not those guys. These are guys that are friends of mine, that have great relationship with. The only thing they do is buy and sell real estate. They have no interest in charging you guys for any coaching or any of that kind of stuff. So let's move on. Multifamily. Multifamily is taught by a guy named Casey Babb, who is with Marcus and Milchap. He's one of the best, not only brokers, but he's an actual multifamily investor. And he's very sophisticated. The strategies that you're going to learn about multifamily is incredible. I bought a property in Dayton, Ohio called Country Woods Apartments. I bought this 351 unit apartment building. I'm going to talk about this, and you're going to learn more about this particular deal. For $850,000 using none of my own money. I used one of my partner's money. He put up all the money, and he put the money up to do the renovation. I sold my interest in this apartment building within 6 months and made $350,000. So you're going to learn about that as well. Commercial. I've made a lot of money buying commercial properties as well. I have one of the best commercial experts in the industry that's going to share with you exactly how to buy office buildings, how to buy industrial properties, how to buy retail properties, how to invest in commercial safely and without taking on a lot of risk. One of the best guy and a phenomenal guy, Jeff. He's going to share with you exactly how to buy commercial. Dun, 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 dun! This is where we all aspire to be, including myself. Like I said, I've done bird dogging, I've done wholesaling, fixing and flipping, I've done cash flow rentals, I've built new construction, I've done bulk REOs, I'm doing land development right now, I bought apartment building, I bought some commercial properties, but I've never built a skyscraper downtown. That is my lifelong goal in real estate, and that's why this is called the Level 1 Tycoon Mastermind Club. This is number one right here. Being a real estate tycoon is building a skyscraper. And I just so happen to have one of the leading engineers and developers in New York, Ken, who is a great friend of mine, has my same name. I'm Kenny, he's Ken, who actually builds skyscrapers right now in New York. This is an incredible opportunity to learn from a guy who's been doing this for 30 years. I can guarantee you that this course right here, all right, this lesson and module right here is worth everything. It's worth $50,000 to $100,000 to learn. You're not going to learn how to build a skyscraper from very many people because they don't share with you. This creates intergenerational wealth. You want to become a billionaire? You're not going to become a billionaire bird dogging and wholesaling and fixing, flipping and cash flowing and new construction. Well, unless you was building thousands of houses. You can with notes. You can become a billionaire buying non-performing notes, doing land development, multifamilies. You can become a billionaire. Commercial, you can become a... But right here, that's where you go to that next level. So we're trying to help you guys get a better understanding of not just being the one-trick pony, but being able to learn every strategy that you need to know in order to be able to make money successfully. And it's all right here. And that's why I created the Level 1 Tycoon Mastermind, because it's going to share with you step by step with all these different lessons over the course of 1 year how to position yourself regardless of what's happening in the economy, regardless of what kind of interest rate. You're going to be able to know what strategies to use at that given time. And guess what? You don't have to invest $50,000. You don't have to invest $100,000. It's only $25 a month. $300 for 1 year. If you're not willing to invest $25 per month in your education, then shame on you. You don't deserve to be wealthy. You don't deserve to be financially free. You probably deserve that life that you have. Waking up to an alarm clock, beep, 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 driving you crazy, going through rush hour traffic, not being able to spend quality time with your kids. When's the last time you went to your son's basketball practice? When's the last time you dropped your daughter off to piano lessons? You're always working. You're pulling your hair out. You're living paycheck to paycheck. Just digging yourself deeper and deeper into debt. And you're not even willing to do anything to help out your situation. Now I can understand, you being a little reserved because the investment is $25,000 to $50,000. But $25 a month? Really? You can't make a $25 investment in your education, in your life, to provide a better lifestyle, a better financial future, more stability for your family. $25? Come on, you're better than that. I know you're better than that. Listen, there comes a day that you have to realize that if you continue to do what it is that you have been doing to this point, that's getting you only here, and you're trying to go there, then there's something that you're doing wrong. And that's why I'm giving you this opportunity to join me with my Level 1 Tycoon Mastermind Club. It's only $25 per month. It's 1 year. You're going to receive lessons once per week. Listen, you may, I don't have time, I'm always working. And listen, it's going to take you 30 minutes to go over the material. It's going to be in a video, audio, and quiz. It's going to take you less than 30 minutes to go through this material on that lesson. And you're going to get weekly quizzes. Every time you get a lesson, you go through a quiz. It's not hard. Just listen to the material. You can cheat if you want to. Rewind the video, rewind the audio. We're going to provide you with all the transcriptions, everything that you're going to need to be able to answer the questions. You answer a question, you pass the quiz, you go into the next module, okay? You're also going to receive, unlock bonuses. There's a lot of different bonus sections that we're going to unlock for you after you go through 2 modules. Group coaching. Every 3 months, everybody's going to be able to do a group coaching call where we're going to be able to answer your questions so that you can become a better investor, and you're going to be in a group with other people so that you can learn from the different questions and the different answers that we're going to provide to our students so that you can learn. There may be questions that you can't think of that someone poses to one of our experts, and you're listening in, you're like, hey, I was going to ask that question, but I didn't know what to say. Man, I just gained some insight about what I need to do now. So it's always great being able to work together, and that's what we're prepared to do. Right now, we got hundreds of people who are already part of our Level 1 Tycoon Mastermind. We've been just beta testing it, but we're about to open up the gates and allow you an opportunity to be able to work with us. It's a great team. We have different incentives that you guys are also going to be able to receive, such as group coaching, as I explained, 2 tickets to my 2019 boot camp where you guys are going to be able to come and meet me personally, where I'm going to provide training for 1 day for 12 hours straight, and share with you exactly what I'm doing right now in today's real estate market to make money. In case you don't know, just do some research. I'm an active real estate investor. Everything I'm telling you is the truth. I'm really passionate about helping people achieve greatness and make money because, listen, I understand. I didn't grow with a silver spoon in my mouth. Everything I have is because of hard work, but it really boils down to one thing, and that's being able to gain the specialized knowledge that's necessary to be able to make profits investing in real estate. Hey, I'm Kenny Russian. Thank you for joining me. You have a great day. But make sure you click the links over on the screen. Let's change your life.